Hello, everybody. Thank you for tuning into Tammy's channel chats. Appreciate you guys viewing. And again, thank you for all the subscribes that I've been getting and the likes. So thank you so much for that. And if you enjoy this, please pass it on to others who may, get some benefit from any of the information that I share with you. So thank you. So I am Tammy Langowski. I am an intuitive advisor to your questions. I give or I offer sessions, and you can reach me, best to really reach me on my website, tammysintuitive.com. I have a contact form there if you're interested in booking a session. So my primary abilities are clairaudience, clairvoyance, and that's what I really tune into when I'm doing my readings. And the kind of readings I prefer, the ones that work best for me is when you come with things to ask about. So I work a lot like an intuitive counselor and advisor to your questions. So anyway, these little Tammy's channel chats are just an opportunity to have my guides come through and see if there's anything that they would like to share with you. Some of it is, I'm going to be starting out with kind of just what I'm saying, but as I get information for those who are interested in knowing how I'm doing this, I'm tuning into my guides. My guides are with me right now. And I start to open up a little bit. Sometimes I have my eyes closed because I'm hearing what they're having to say, and then passing that on to you. So today's topic was going to be a little bit about actually really kind of creating our future. And I wanted to talk first about how I get information, and as far as like if somebody comes to me and says, well, I'm curious what's going to be happening in my future. I usually do make sure to say that I don't necessarily do predictions, but I will look at the energy of a question, because I get the question, I get people wanting to ask something about their future. I mean, that's pretty typical. I ask my guides of things of the future too, and they do their best to kind of reflect back to me what I'm already creating. So that's the key that I want to talk about. Reflecting back what you are already actually creating around a subject, around a question. So if somebody says to me, how is a relationship going? I'm going to ask the first names of the people so I can have a better connect with their energy. And then basically I'm opening up, and my guides are looking at what is being shown to us right now. What are you both showing us? And again, if I'm asking about other people, I always do ask energetically, I guess is a way to do it, telepathically, permission. And I put out that whatever they're willing to share with me is what they will share, because I'm not trying to pry into their energy field. It's really about, I always put out though that, I am really trying to help in this situation, and that this is for the betterment of understanding and having more clarity within the relationship. So obviously it's helpful if the other person is willing to share something with me. Usually that's the case. So if people ask me about something of the future, what we're doing, and our guides often say this, so I'm opening up as I'm talking about this right now. I'm going to let my guides help me out with it, and things that I also already know from experience. I've been doing readings for over 30 years now, which kind of blows my mind at times to think have I really been doing it that long, but I have. I can remember when I first started, and the progress and the progression of all of that, and the learning, as we all are always learning anything, any craft that we do, we just hopefully get better with it over time. So I'm just kind of opening up a little bit for what they have to say with this subject as well. So when somebody's asking me about that, what we're doing is, our guides always say it's going to be, what you're going to receive is a snapshot. They've used that word with me, so I use that all the time now. A snapshot of where you're at right now with that particular question. So we find that to be helpful, because then you're the creator, right? So you get that feedback back. And I always say, if you like what you hear, put more energy into it, put more visualization into it, affirmations into it, to make it stronger. If it's something that's not to your liking, then work on releasing some of that energy, and then really starting to affirm what it is you're looking for. So affirmations said out loud. I've said it before, my guides love this, 3 times out loud, 3 times a day in front of a mirror is super powerful stuff. And I always say they're not very ritualistic, but they do love that. So that little formula. So I often pass that on to people, and I use it myself, because, when you're saying things, it builds momentum and it gets stronger out there. So what they're really doing to a question about the future is reflecting back to you what's likely to happen by what you're currently showing us at that time. So again, that goes back to, if you really like what you're hearing back, go for it. Just really visualize, sit with it, love that energy. If you don't, there's ways to release energy and kind of just start the process, not all over, but you get my point of just really putting more energy into what it is you're really looking for. Define it. Um, so predictions are really based a lot on that for us. Sometimes my guides will just drop in things. And that's because I think for whatever reason, it's easier in your space to read it. It's really out there. And maybe they are being given the permission to share that information with you. So sometimes there will be things that they just pick up. Often they'll talk about things like, oh, you have a move, you're going to move. And sometimes it will be, most of the time it rings true for the person that there's something going on, either a job move, a move, relocating or into a new home, something like that, because the energy you're putting out is sitting there. So in a sense, that could be a bit of a prediction. I use that term lightly, predictions anyway, because there are psychics who really are very fine-tuned into giving predictions. And that's great. And sometimes it comes through for me that way. But I really like to work with specific questions, because then I can kind of get to the nitty-gritty of what it is that you're looking for, and maybe give you some helpful feedback as to how to create further what it is, that you're hoping to manifest. So going into the idea of how to create, well, you're creators anyway. We're all creators. We're creating every day. We create as soon as we wake up. We create with our thoughts. If you wake up and you're like, oh man, today's Monday, well, Monday's probably going to feel like that all day long. Obviously, it goes without saying, if you wake up and you decide, regardless if it's Monday, I'm just using that as an example, and you make it a fabulous Monday, marvelous Monday, the beginning of a new week, the new chapter, new opportunity, those kinds of things. And you're probably most likely going to see your day, turning out pretty good and going in the direction that you would like it to be. So creating. We want you to just make sure that you are listening to what your thoughts are, what your thinking process is, where you go in your mind when you are thinking about what it is you would like to have. Yes, I would agree with that from my perspective. Yes, thank you, guides. So, and we would all love to manifest some things, whether it's abundance of money, whether it's the new home we would like, material things, whether it's a love relationship coming into our life. Please do check in to see where you are at with your expectations of receiving it. And if you're feeling worthy of receiving it. So are you worthy of receiving that loving, committed relationship that you would like? Certainly put it out there. We mean by affirmations, repeating those out loud. And then really, truly checking in to asking yourself, am I truly ready? And I do know that from my own sharing a personal story on that. Right before I met my husband, I've been dating like all of us do and all that good stuff. And I remember coming to a point where I was really certain that I really would like to have, a more committed type partner. Didn't even mean marriage necessarily. It just meant somebody that, a life partner. And if it went to marriage, that's fine. And the most interesting part of creating and manifesting what it is you really would like to have is just that. Is it really something you really, really want to have? And I just knew my whole being felt like I was ready. And so I remember working with my guides, and they would ask me questions and say like, okay, well, what do you want them to be like? They would take me down that path of like saying all these things. And I still remember they were having fun with me, because I'm not materialistic about like cars and things like that, but they were having fun with me and getting the point across. I remember them saying, well, do you want him to drive I think it was like a Corvette or something like that. And I thought, well, I guess, okay. I mean, it's not, it wasn't that important to me, but their whole point was, think and dream as big as you would like. Okay, so that was really what was behind that. They even chuckled when they kind of told me that. So they were trying to stretch me a little bit as to what it was I was really looking for. And the main thing that I was worthy of receiving that. So I'm using a relationship as an example. This can be anything, the great job, the new job, abundance of income, money coming in. You can be that money magnet. That's a great affirmation. You've probably heard that one before. I am a money magnet. I like this one. Abundance comes to me easily in all positive ways. So that can mean abundance is, all wonderful abundance, and it certainly can be a financial abundance. You can add financial abundance to that affirmation if you like. And then ask how it feels within. We'll go to money just for a minute. Skipping around. No, let's go back to love. Okay. So how worthy do you feel of having that committed love in your life? Do you think you're a great catch? Do you feel that you have a lot of great attributes that would really bring somebody in to match that? If your answers are yes, fabulous, wonderful. If they are, well, I don't know. What are my attributes? I don't know. Gosh, what do I have to offer? Oh, come on. You have a lot to offer, obviously. So you need to further define, which was another subject that my guides want me to talk about, but sometimes they combine things together. So further define what it is that you really have to offer somebody. Get really good at knowing yourself in that way. So, some of the secrets to manifestation, this is really no surprise to hear all of these things, especially for those that are following these kinds of ideas and principles and spiritual practices. But we can't say it often enough because sometimes we walk off that path. We can say it loud and proud and believe in it. And sometimes we're not using it for ourselves, or we just don't maybe feel we're worthy of it, but other people are, which is not true. So you are as worthy as you feel you are. If you don't feel you are, get good at being worthy and feeling it. Through affirmations, through believing in it, through writing it, through saying it out loud, asking for your guides and angels and source to help you with that. They are willing to help you in any way that they can. So getting back to manifestation, I know I went off topic here. I do that sometimes. I know there was another thing I was going to. It'll come back to me here in a moment. Whether it's a job, whether it's whatever it is that you're looking for, if it's that job, what is it that you know that you're worthy of, and you need to really start erasing. There's many visuals you can do. I'm big on visualizations. I really love that, probably because I'm clairvoyant as well. So sometimes my guides will drop in visuals to use to explain things. I like the whiteboard. I often get a whiteboard in front of me, and allow yourself to see, maybe in a little meditation, you take some nice deep breaths, you've relaxed, and allow yourself to see what's on the whiteboard. What have you written about yourself in regards to the perfect relationship coming in, we'll say? What does it look like to you? And if you like what you see, good, we can add to it. If you don't, then there's that fabulous little eraser that you're seeing that's sitting there that you can erase that whiteboard with. And you've got a beautiful pen, one of the nice smelling ones maybe, or something that you use to now fill in more of either what you know for sure you are worthy of, or that you're going to be starting to do. Your mind is so incredibly powerful, and it just came in just like that from my guides. We cannot say that enough. We help you with visualizations every day. We show you things, we show you pictures, we show you images. Imagine if you're aware of that on a daily basis, that I'm going to allow myself to see this from this to this, and see how that plays out for you, along with speaking the powerful words out there and messages for yourself. I'm going to jump back now, because again, I do this. I'm going to jump back to when I was creating before I met my husband. And I had sat down and I knew my self-worth. I also knew things that weren't maybe perfect, of course. And I also knew of things that may or may not be appealing to a partner. And I remember also saying, I really and looking for somebody who will accept me for who I am on all levels, not expect me to be a certain way. I was never like the sports gal. I'm just sorry, just not, I never was. I wouldn't be the one like, sitting at all the sports events, with my partner necessarily. Some things maybe yes, and I have done that, but for the most part, that kind of thing wasn't intriguing to me, or that's just not who I am. So I'm using that example. I kind of put that out there, things like that. And I did within probably, I'd say a few months is when I met my husband. And the most miraculous thing about that, and the reason I'm saying this, is because he really validated things. He would say things to me that I had put out loud that I was looking for in a partner. And that was amazing to me. Of course, he didn't know what I had done at that time. And of course, it had to be somebody who would accept what I do. I just had started actually getting into doing my readings as a business, just started when I met him. So that was interesting, even though I've been involved in it for a while. So I'm just saying these things work, they do. But the secret is, in my opinion, and I think of probably any spiritual practitioner would understand this, is that you have to believe in it and you have to know for sure that you're worthy of having it. Because let's just get back to, again, the beginnings. You are worthy. You were born worthy, your divine birthright to manifest and create your dreams. And then our conditioning sometimes can get in the way. Past lifetimes that we're working on can. And that's when a spiritual advisor of some sort can really be helpful to you if you're having a little bit of issue of trying to look at that for yourself. And an intuitive really can. So this isn't a plug for me. I'm just saying it's really a great thing to do that. I've had many intuitives and psychics over the years help me out a great deal. And I'm really grateful for that, because the information they gave me really helped me with more clarity in my own path. So I'm just saying that can be helpful. So you already can, you are allowed to have, you're allowed to receive, you're allowed to have those really fantastic things that you see other people have. You have to just get real with, are you ready for it? Is it really that important to you, actually? Sometimes we kind of buy into what other people are doing and think, well, that's what I want, but maybe it really isn't. Explore, do some self-talk. There's lots of ways to look at it. Meditation, of course, is fantastic to sit, ask questions, connect, and just start trusting what you're getting back. Sometime I'll talk about, clairaudience and some tips on that and really receiving that. So I think I'm going to end with this message about that. I have to put my glasses on to see my time here. And I'm hoping, yes, I'm going past my time that I always promised I would do. I get chatty sometimes. I try to do 10 to 15 minutes. I think I'm at 20 minutes. So anyway, I hope that's helpful for you in listening to that. So you are the creator. You are creating every day. Check in on your expectations, what you think you feel you deserve. You can always work on that. You can always reprogram that if you have to. Certainly, reach out for help when you need it. And whether you're asking for your divine guidance to help you, or perhaps somebody who's an intuitive of some sort. And I'm obviously open for sessions and can do that kind of thing and look at issues for you. So anyway, we hope that helps you, this bit of information. And again, thank you so much for watching my channel. If you like this, please pass it on. I would really appreciate that. I love the messages getting out there if they're of value for you. And again, I welcome any comments or any questions. And again, thank you for those who have and who have subscribed. Thank you. And yeah, so if you have any any topics or something that you have kind of a general question about, I can't really do personal ones necessarily. That would be like a separate session. But if it's something that you're curious about, we'll do our best to take a look at that for you. So I also want to let you know that I'm also on 2 Psychic Moms. That's number 2 Psychic Moms. Look this up on YouTube. They're also on my website, and along with Tammy's channel chats. My social media is Tammy's Intuitive Services on Instagram and Facebook. And like I said, on my website and on YouTube. So thank you so much for viewing. Have a fabulous week, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.